I think we're lost. Denise $5. Yeah, I think we're lost. It's a long-time Gobbo, first-time dono. Thank you for getting me into running tabletop RPG with your Call of Cthulhu campaign. Have y'all heard about the leaked Hasbro Wizards of the Coast open game license? I might be a simple Gobbo, but it sounds like a load of bull to me. Okay.
So it's not something we know a ton about, but from what I've gathered, citation needed and do your own research and all that shit. We are not as expert on D&D as we are on Warhammer.
Yeah. So all of our red hot takes on how Games Workshop handle their stuff, but we're very opinionated.
So as I understand it, they're making anyone who makes like content on Dungeons & Dragons, whether you write scenarios or expansions or books, or you make videos or live streams or any D&D related stuff, you're going to have to sign this new contract. That means anytime you make anything, you're going to have to like log it with them, and they can then, it's theirs, and they can keep it and do whatever they want with it. And they can also say, no, you're not allowed to do that. You have to get approval for everything. And then if you're making over a certain amount of money, you have to give them like 20% of all the money you make.
So I heard that once again, we could be wrong on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, we are not. We do not know what we're talking about.
That if you're making over 750 grand is when you have to pay the money.
Oh,
and I think they said like 5%.
Oh, I heard 25.
Oh,
but I might be
do
wrong.
not know. But
so really, it's just Critical Role, I guess.
Maybe they're just like, we want some of that Critical Role money. You guys are making a lot of cash, and we want some of that cash.
It took them a while to ask for it, though, didn't it? Like, how long's Critical Role been big for? Like,
geez, like years.
Years and years, right?
25%, 20% if you do a Kickstarter. Over 50k is reporting to Wizards of the Coast. Over 750 grand, 25% royalties. So
and it's like revenue, not profit.
Okay.
So if you're selling books, but like you could easily have a high revenue and a low profit because you've got to pay for the physical distribution and the postage and all that shit. You could end up, if you're giving them 25% of the gross, you might not literally be able to have a business anymore.
Yeah. Also, it's all leaks. Wizards of the Coast haven't said anything official.
Yeah. I probably trust the leaks, to be honest.
Yeah. I think there could be a bit of people getting very excited very quickly.
There might be some bits they've left out of the leaks that actually make it not as bad as it sounds. You'd have to take it with a pinch of salt, right?
I think, yeah, definitely. But they haven't said it's not true. I imagine they probably have something in the works that could be very, very close.
I heard they had to have it all signed by the end of the month.
Really?
That was the rumor I heard, that they sent them all out and said, right, you all have to agree, you have to sign this contract before the end of January, or we're just going to send out the lawyers.
Wow.
But the other thing is, it's really tricky because I can't think of another company that just lets anyone do anything with their IP. The fact that the open gaming license exists at all is kind of amazing.
It's really cool, but I can see you guys fucked up when you did that. I think you open yourselves to problems because, like within these whatever leaks or on this subject, one of the things that they had been said was like they wanted to be able to force people to take down. You know, if you want to make your D&D adventure module, which is our Dungeons & Dragons thing where we play white supremacists. They want to be able to be like, no, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
You aren't allowed to publish that at all.
That's pretty fair.
We don't want you using our kind of stuff to hate speech.
You don't want to be associated with any of that shit. And
which I think very, very, very fair.
Yeah.
But in turn, this blanket rule that now affects everyone.
Well, there needs to be a middle ground, obviously, doesn't there? You can't just let people do whatever you want with your brand. And if you restrict it too much, then people aren't going to make stuff with your brand, and it's not going to be as popular. Like, imagine if like Minecraft said no mods. You know,
Yeah.
Minecraft wouldn't have got as big as it was.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%. And especially with, if they're attacking the content creators as well, if it becomes less desirable. Like, do you remember when it was years ago where Nintendo started like content claiming any video that was done on a Nintendo game?
Yeah.
And then it meant that people just stopped making videos on Nintendo games because there was no...
Well, yeah, why would you?
You can't make money from it.
Yeah.
And so it could be the kind of thing that they put this out, and if everyone's like, we're not going to make D&D content anymore, we're now going to play...
Yeah, whatever other
fucking kobolds and canyons or
yeah.
some other shit.
Especially with a role-playing game, because, like, fuck, it's all just make it up and imagine it. Anyway, like, you don't need... Wizards needs... content creators more than content creators need D&D, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I think it's a complicated one. I think it's a heavy-handed, wacky approach. But in turn, they've gone real big because of, because of people doing this stuff. And things. But now that I'd say like D&D is very synonymous with just role playing in general.
Yeah, people use those words interchangeably.
Like
your dad uses Gorkamorka.
Like my dad, somehow that is the only thing he's latched onto, that he believes all miniatures gaming is Gorkamorka, just for some fucking bonkers reason. But I think my mum would have a better idea of what she would know what D&D is, but I think she would understand if I said like, "Oh, we're doing role playing games."
Yeah,
she'd be like, Is that
sexy?
Is that sex stuff?" I'd be like, well, kind of,
but not completely. There's dice as well,
but different. That it's so big that maybe you can just fucking start throwing your weight around and doing this, because people are still going to fucking buy the game. People are still going to be playing it, and if they get a bit more control and a bit more money, like...
Yeah, it's a dangerous game to play. They need to put enough control in to protect themselves, but not so much that it alienates the creators. And
yeah, for sure.
The leaks sound like it's probably too far that way.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, they're, notoriously not a super chill company.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like that. I don't really have like the strongest.
No, it's not really something we're super involved in.
And like haven't been super following it, just mainly because I don't really play D&D.
Me neither.
And also just because of what I'd heard so far was a lot of it is rumors and people reacting to rumors. Like until all the information is out, and then you're like, okay, right, these people have had to like shut down their companies. This thing has to have had to have been changed. Then I think could get more outraged about it. But at the moment,
it must be rough though. Imagine you're Wizards of the Coast executive man, and you have a project and you make a new expansion, and it's shit and no one likes it, and then some Kickstarter dude makes his own expansion on his own, and it sells millions.
Super fucking popular,
and you're just like, that's got a sting.
Yeah, God, you would be mad. Or I know, like, they've had problems where they release something, and then there's instant fallback of, like, that was made by this person who did this thing 2 years ago.
Oh, fuck.
And if there's 100 million expansions coming out every month,
someone will have made almost everything. The fantasy tropes are well known by everyone, and chances are more than one person's made a layer of the Spider Queen adventure just completely independently.
Coming up with and releasing stuff, and if you haven't seen it all, like you had that with Minecraft, like they got criticized so much when they added something, and people being like, "Oh, you stole that from this person who modded in this thing." It's like, put fucking bees in. Bees, like,
yeah, I can imagine bees. I didn't need to. This mod maker's unique bee idea.
Yeah, and so,
Yeah, that is a tough one.
But yeah, so who knows?
I don't know.
I think we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, it does suck for people who are, like, doing good work and making this their business.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck to everyone. Hopefully you can still keep making your content and still make a living.
Or there's so many other good fucking role-playing systems out there.
This is true. And actually, there's quite a lot of better ones.
Like, I don't think D&D would even make it into my...
Top 10?
Oh, God, more than that. Top 25?
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe, actually, no. Maybe it'd make it into top 25. Purely because...
There's so much fucking material.
there's so much material, or just enough people know of it that it's easy enough to get people to latch onto. Yeah. And, like, I know a lot of people that have some of the core books that you could be like, make a fucking character. I can trust you. I know you've got the book. You've got to do that. Rather than having to be like, this obscure role-playing system where we're playing old lady murder detectives. You want to play this? And they're
what do you mean you didn't bring your knitted D42s?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Getting what's out there. What are some other good ones? I think instantly jump onto, like, if you want to be just the easiest way, the RPG geek. It's like a board game geek, but for RPGs. Like, can you just look at what are the, like, just top?
You got the hotness on the left. Any of those good?
Pirate Borg. I backed that.
Nice.
Alice is missing. I really want to play that. We want to play that over lockdown.
I mean, the big thing of...
The One Ring. Oh, that's great. Avatar. Very cool.
The big thing about role-playing game is it's really theme first, right? Like, you can't really recommend a good role-playing game for someone unless you know what kind of settings they're into. Because there's no point in saying, oh, yeah, you'll love Spaceman 5000 if you hate space stuff, you know?
Well, also, it purely depends on what people want. Like, some people love the nitty-gritty. They want a big list of abilities and spells and things, and they want a board, and they want to know I can move 4 squares, and my attack can go 2 squares, and I'm going to hit 3 goblins with it.
Yeah. I'm the other end. If I'm going to play a role-playing game, I definitely want less rules than D&D, less stats and modifiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have like a word for that. I don't know.
Real, like, there's so many varieties of role-playing games out there. They do all kinds of different things. So yeah, I don't even know where to begin.
Say GURPS.
I do love GURPS. I am a big GURPS fan. We've not played it in a long time, and if anything, I don't know if I want to go back to playing GURPS again, because I like a limited character sheet. Like, I've been into the Powered by the Apocalypse games recently.
Oh yeah,
very very simple, kind of like just core rule set that people just publish games within this, like, just framework, and it's just a really nice framework of rules. And just for an example, can we get, like, Monster of the Week playbook? Can we just get an image of one of these? So, for example, boom, right, you want to play this game, you choose the class, The Chosen. Can I see that, but bigger? Oh, that's just...
Got enough fucking ads on this screen.
That's just fucking perfect. Can I just open image in new tab? Okay, great. So you've got this character. Right, you choose very basic, like, you've got a few points where you want to spend them. You get to choose one of these abilities to make your character. It's 5 very flavorful abilities. Oh, you get to choose to make a weapon. What do you want your weapon to be? A staff, it's a heavy weapon, it's something else. And then you add on, it's going to be have a chain ability, and also it's magical. You can choose what that now is. Cool. Oh, it's a great 2-handed magic axe. You can do that.
Yeah.
Making your character is so quick and simple, but it's flavorful, and you can read and be like, oh, I never thought of that. Great, I'm going to do that. A bit of framework. Whereas Cameron is the problem of GURPS, where it's just like, make anything.
Yeah, it's so much choice that you can't really choose anything.
They're having some limitation on what you can do. Like, I think can help.
2 minutes or 5 minutes to make a character, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like we played a couple of games of this and have just turned up with just the different playbooks, which are just this kind of sheet, and just tell people like which one sounds kind of cool to you. Hand it to them, read through it, tick off the boxes that you want. Great, we are good to go. Takes less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it all depends what you want. Like, there's two other. Like you have one end of the spectrum, which is like an everyone is John, where you basically you pick one skill and that's it.
yeah, just rambling around.
To the other end of the spectrum, where you've got like you need to have your own player book to go through all your different abilities and time units and shit.
Yeah, you're playing the fatal system.
Fucking hell. So, yeah, it's up to you. There's a lot to choose from. Holy shit.
But yeah, if you're looking for something new and weird, Powered by the Apocalypse. Anything within there, because there's a fucking million of them now. But it's just a fun system.